على محمد وآل محمد وعجل. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان. One of the benefits of being in the Majlis of Imam Hussein is that if it wasn't because of their invitation and they give us this rahmat to be in this Majlis, we will have many excuses to be somewhere else and not be present. I was listening to some clips last night before I went to sleep, and I particularly came across this clip that says one of the major ayatollahs in Iran, Ayatollah Bahauddini, had wished to go and have tasharruf to Imam Zaman. So he decided that he keeps a chilla. For 40 days he will read the Ayah Faraj and wish to visit Agha Imam Zaman. Ajal Allah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. So he happened to be in Mashhad the 40 days. He is sitting in Haram Imam Raza alayhi salam, and he notices, and as he's finishing the Ayah Faraj, he notices there is a nur and light coming from far distance. So he runs toward the nur, and he notices that there's a house that his nur is coming from. And he goes inside, he notices that somebody has passed away. From the screams and stuff, he finds out. And there is a man is sitting there and is attending the janazah. He's had the cover on. And he's thinking to himself that who is this person who passed away, that this much nur is coming from this house. And the man present says, Mr. Bahauddini, Agha Bahauddini, if you want to visit us, you don't have to read chilla. We will come to you. You see, this janazah is a sister who passed away, and when they had kashf hijab in Iran, she decided to stay at home for 7 years, but don't do kashf hijab. And for that taqwa, I came now that he's passing away, I'm the Imam Hazir. But when a man or a woman passes away, and they have this opportunity that Mawla Amir al-Mu'mineen, if he's a man, or Hazrat Az-Zahra alayhi salam, they come and visit them, and they give him at the last minute, they don't leave him alone. So my point for bringing this up is that we mention this every year. First of all, I have had the opportunity to be in Majlis Imam Hussein all my life, basically, and I remember the murshid and people who, in the mosque that I was attending in Tehran, always said that people before me kept this tradition and came to Majlis at Az-Zahra, so it's only to tradition to remember them and ask them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to give him maghfirat, inshallah, for their effort and for keeping up the tradition of as Majlis Azza for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. My wish and my hope is Agha Imam Zaman accept our Azza, inshallah. And we have the opportunity to give this alam to our future generation for safekeeping until the Zuhur Agha Imam Zaman, inshallah. Ajal Allah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif. So one thing that we have to remember that when we put the libas azza on and we put the black shirt, with that it comes a responsibility. I mention it every year for the last few years that people who come through here are our guests, but more importantly, they're the guests of Ahlul Bayt. So we have to make sure that we take care of them and we do our duty to keep the Majlis Azza going, and inshallah try to behave in such a way that they will not, inshallah, go out there and complain to Ahlul Bayt that your people did not take care of me. So, inshallah, I want to just mention that to myself and to all the brothers and sisters that everybody that come here, they're guests of Hazrat Az-Zahra alayhi salam. They're guests of Agha Imam Zaman. This majlis is Majlis Azza of his Jad, and he is the first in line, inshallah, to greet the Azadar, and we are the second to keep that tradition. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa'ajjil faraj. For the love of the Holy Prophet and his holy family, please recite the second salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa'ajjil faraj. For the reappearance of our awaited Savior, please recite the third salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa'ajjil farajhum. So as we embark on this journey with Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, this journey of love towards the Creator, that on each night, inshallah ta'ala, we'll have a marsiyah, and we'll start from the land of Medina, where people who have left their homelands, they realize the pain, the feelings that you have when you are leaving your homeland. And so the poet in this marasi is trying to capture this emotion. Bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. घर को छोड़ा शाह ने, जंगल बसाने के लिए करबला में आए थे, जन्नत में जाने के लिए। जोहर को ज़ैनब से जब मिलने गए घर में हुसैन, कोई ड्योढ़ी पर न था, पर्दा उठा, कहती थी माँ खत मेरे अकबर को था पैगाम में मर्ग, ये जवानी आई थी गोया बुला, ये जवानी आई थी गोया बुला, थी सदा ज़हरा की, ज़ैनब मर गया तेरा हुसैन, घर में जा बैठी सफे मातम बिछा, घर में जा बैठी सफे मातम बिछा, है ताशुक़वा हसरत कुछ नहीं ज़ादे سفر ہاتھ خالی بیٹھے ہو دنیا سے جا ہاتھ خالی بیٹھے ہو دنیا سے جانے کے لیے گھر کو چھوڑا شاہ نے. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرج. گھر سے جب بہرے سفر سید عالم نکلے سر جھکائے ہوئے بادی دے پرنم نکلے خیش و فرزند کمر باندھ کے باہم نکلے رو کے فرمایا کہ اس شہر سے اب ہم نکلے رات سے گریے زہرا کی صدا آتی ہے دیکھے قسمت ہمیں کس دشت میں لے جاتی ہے دیکھے قسمت ہمیں کس دشت میں لے جاتی ہے رخ کیا شہنے سوئے قبر شہنشاہ انام بہر تسلیم جھکے متصل باب سلام اذن پڑھ کر جو گئے قبر کے نزدیک امام عرض کیا یا ہے آج آخری رخصت کو غلام یہ مکان ہم سے اب اے شاہ زمن چھٹتا ہے آج حضرت کے نواسے سے وطن چھٹتا ہے آج حضرت کے نواسے سے وطن چھٹتا ہے چین سے سب ہے گھروں میں مجھے ملتا نہیں چین سخت آفت میں ہے اب آپ کا یہ نور العین ٹکڑے دل ہوتا ہے جب رو کے حرم کرتے ہیں بین ننھے بچوں کو بھلا لے کے کدھر جائے حسین شہر میں چین نہ جنگل میں اما ملتی ہے دیکھیے قبر مسافر کو کہاں ملتی ہے دیکھیے قبر مسافر کو کہاں ملتی ہے یہ بیان کر کے جو تعویذ سے لپٹے سرور یوں ہلی خبر کے تھرائی زری ہے انور آئی تربت سے یہ آواز حبیب داور تیری غربت کے میں صدقے میرے مظلوم پسر کوئی سمجھانا میری گود کا پالا تجھ کو ہائے آدان مدینے سے نکالا تجھ کو ہائے آدان مدینے سے نکالا تجھ کو اے میرے گیسوؤں والے میرے صابر شبیر میرے بے کس میرے مظلوم مسافر شبیر نہ رہا کوئی تیرا یاور و ناصر شبیر ہائے اے گور غریبا کے مجاور شبیر تو جہاں جائے گا پیارے وہیں چلتا ہوں میں خاک اڑاتا ہوا تربت سے نکلتا ہوں میں خاک اڑاتا ہوا تربت سے نکلتا ہوں میں سن کے یہ شہ نے کیا آخری رخصت کا سلام نکلے روتے ہوئے جب روضہ انور سے امام شہ سے اس دم یہ کیا رو رو کے زینب نے کلام قبر پر ماں کی مجھے لے چلو یا شاہ انام لوگ ہمراہ ہیں محمل میں کیوں کر روؤں ماں کی تربت سے پھر ایک بار لپٹ کر روؤں ماں کی تربت سے پھر ایک بار لپٹ کر رو. ماں کی تربت پا گئے شاب چشم خوبار, اتری محمل سے بسد آہو فغاں زینب زار, دوڑ کر خبر سے لپٹے جو امام ابرار, ہاتھ زہرا کے لحد سے نکلا ایک بار, آئی آواز نہ رو دل کو خلق ہوتا ہے, خبر ہلتی ہے کلیجہ میرا شق ہوتا ہے. ہاں بلاؤ میرا ابا سے دلاور ہے کدھر, وہ فدا ہے میرے بچے پہ میں صدقے اس پر, شکم غیر سے گو ہے پو میرا ہے پسر. یہ صدا سن کے برادر کو پکارے سرور, ابھی راہوار کو آگے نہ بڑھاؤ بھائی, یاد فرماتی ہے اماں ادھر آؤ بھائی, یاد فرماتی ہے اماں ادھر آؤ بھائی. آنکھیں عباس نے سر رکھ دیا پائین مزار, آئی زہرا کی صدا میں تیری غربت کے نثار, اپنے پیاروں کے برابر تجھے کرتی ہوں پیار, دھیان بھائی کی حفاظت کا رہے اے دلدار, کوئی غربت میں اسے مار نہ ڈالے بیٹا, میرا شبیر ہے اب تیرے حوالے بیٹا, میرا شبیر ہے اب تیرے حوالے بیٹا. صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm gonna be reciting Surah At-Talaq. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن أعوذ بالله بسم الله Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to recite Surah Al-Fajr. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والفجر وليال عشر والشفر والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بعاد إرم ذات العماد الذي لم يخلق في الذي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد وثمود الذين جابوا الصخر بالواد وفرعون بالأوتاد الذي طغوا في البلاد فأكثروا فيها الفساد فصب عليهم ربك صوت عذاب إن ربك لبالمرصاد فأما الإنسان إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر ربه وأكرمه ونعمه فيقول ربي أكرمن وأما إذا ما ابتلاه فقدر عليه رزقه فيقول ربي أهانن كلا إذا دكت الأرض كلا بل لا دكت الأرض تكرمون اليتيم ولا تحاضون على طعام المسكين وتأكلون التراث أكلا لما وتحبون المال حبا جما كلا إذا دكت الأرض دكا دكا وجاء ربك والملك صفا صفا وجيء يومئذ بجهنم يومئذ يتذكر الإنسان إذا وأنى له الذكرى يقول لا ليتني قدمت لحياتي فيومئذ لا يعذبه الله العذاب الأكبر عذابه أحد ولا يوثق وثاقه أحد يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية وادخلي في عبادي وادخلي في جنتي.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So we have a couple of minutes before Maulana starts. I just want to take a couple of minutes for one very important announcement. And I know there's not many people right now, but if you know and remember this and pass it on so we can manage that we will able to proceed with our planning. This is a slight change in our Ashura program. Normally we start program at 11 o'clock with Amal, then we do Shada Majlis, then around 3 o'clock we do Fakashikni, then we do that, and Nahai around 5 o'clock, then Maghrib prayers, and then program, Shame Ghariba, and then we do dinner. But last year's experience and some people's suggestion, it got too late last year for people, case who've been here all day, started in the morning. So we will plan to serve the dinner before the Maghrib prayers. So we will start dinner at 7:30 and hopefully wrap it by 8:15. The important part is that after 8:15, kitchen will close. There will be no more dining room. So people who show up late and expect to have dinner is not going to happen. So this is very important because sometimes people don't remember and they expect, and we have to say no. There'll be no exception. So most of the people are here, no, but I want to really pay attention and pass it on to our friends and families that on Araba'in. If they are there all day on Ashura, that's different. They will be here, there's no issue. But those people who come later at night for the Ashame Ghariba, if they want to have a Niyaz and Nazar, they have to be here by 7:30 because we will stop serving food at 8:15 so we can get ready for the Maghrib prayers and we proceed with Shame Ghariba. Because last year it got too late, a lot of kids were hungry and crying and tired, and that wasn't good. So, and it's long days with summer, so we have to make those accommodations. And 50-60% people are already here by that time. So, but those who plan to come search for Ghariba, either they come have dinner at home and then come here. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I just want to emphasize this point that we will start serving dinner at 7:30 and we'll stop around 8:50, so we can get ready for Maghriban prayers and Shami Khariba. So please pass it on to all friend families and emphasize this thing so we hopefully we don't have any problems or complications on the day of Ashura. We want to serve our community, like Brother Musaf said, you all, we are just be servant here doing our part. You all guests and all the people who come to us are the guests of Bibi Zahra. So we don't want to offend anybody. We want to do as best as we can. But this is really important for logistically. So please remember that. Most of these people I know sitting here, they normally here all day long. So I'm not worried about you guys. But I want to pass it on and emphasize to other people. That's very important to follow that day. Because we don't want any arguments at 8:30 that no, we can't do that. That'll not be nice. So we ask, and thank you, Maulana, for Maulana. Those people who know Maulana, they know when we first starting having Majalis in this center, 2006, 2007, he was first guest speaker for Ashura, and he came here for 7 days, 7 years. And I had a standing comment with him, unless I let him know that we having somebody speaker, he will not come in to anybody, to any other center. And he kept his promise and his words, and he came first 7 years straight here before we change. And we want to welcome him and thank you for agreeing and accepting our invitation for this. So we are all honored to have him back. He normally comes once a year anyway, but again for 10 days of Ashura, we're really glad to have him and honored. Thank you, Mom.
سورة المباركة الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا علينا للهدى صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. These are verses short but very, very precise and very, very relevant for all ages and especially for the days and times in which we are going through. This is a verse from Surah Al-Layl, verse number 92, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes a promise, and a very strong promise. Whenever you have these verses that start with inna, means there is verily, Allah says very strongly, this is going to happen. Inna alayna lal huda, Allah says, we take it upon Himself to do what? To guide us. Guidance is a very, very essential part of human existence. Not only human existence, for any kind of existence, guidance is central. At every simple level and up to the final level, the highest level. I'll give you a very simple example of a very, very simple example of a guidance. When I wanted to come here, I went to the airport, LaGuardia. I've been there for many years, but now there have been a lot of changes. So I go there with my bags and I look around, there's no, and I'm about to go inside and I see somebody standing there. So I ask him, ask for guidance. What do I do? Where do I? He says, don't go inside with these two big bags. You'll have to walk a lot. Look there. There's an agent. He's going to take your bags. I said, very good. So I went there. He took my bags. And I had to walk inside. Then I realized such a long distance that I had to do. If there was no guidance, what would have happened to me? Then we got here, Kansas City at the airport. And again, this airport was different when I was here last time, something which is very different. I walk around, look around. Finally, I get to the place where I have to collect my luggage. My luggage is not there. And there are so many luggages all over the places. So again, I asked somebody, where is my luggage? He says, your luggage? I said, yes. It should be somewhere here, but it's not there. Where is the ticket? Here's my ticket. Go inside. So I go inside with this lady and I show it to her. I need guidance. She looks at it. She needs guidance. She checks. She looks around. Yes, there, your bag is supposed to be, but it's not here. So let's go. We go outside. Finally, we find it. That's the guidance at a very, very simple level. Now, to live in this world and to go through all the challenges of this world, to grow up, to earn a living, to live a decent life, to survive, ultimately to prepare ourselves for the next world, we need guidance. And that is the guidance that Allah talks here. I will guide you. How is He going to guide us? There are many places in the Quran in which Allah explains how this guidance is going to come. One of that is this very famous, all of you know about this, Surah An-Nisa, verse number 59. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Address is to those who already believed, who have brought Iman, all of you, all of us. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ إِن كُنتُمْ تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. Allah talks with us. This is a conversation. This is a direct talk with us. Oh, you have brought Iman. Remember that there is guidance for you. And that guidance is through obedience. Obey, listen, and do what you are expected out of you. From whom? Ati'ullah, from Allah Himself. But then Allah says that you do that through the Prophet. Why? لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. Allah says there is nothing like whatever you think about. That's not me. I'm more than that. So, Ya Allah, then if we have to do obedience to you, how do we do it? Ati'ullah wa ati'ur Rasul. Then obedience to Allah is through obedience of the Prophet. Therefore, when you obey the Prophet, you will be obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the concept of wasila. You seek wasila. When you go to Prophet, you go to Allah, go through the right channel which Allah has said to you. Ati'ullah wa ati'ur Rasul. Then we say, yes, we go through the Prophet. But then what happens when the Prophet is no more? He has passed away. Ati'ullah wa ulil amri minkum. That when he leaves, there is a link that he lives. There is going to be a linkage. Who is this link? Those who are in authority. In who are these in authority? We'll find it out in these nights that inshallah we'll be talking about the authority. Who is this person? Who are these people in authority? And therefore, whenever, what he says, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ. Whenever you find yourself in a fix, whenever you find yourself in a position where you need guidance, therefore turn to Him. فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ. Then go back to Allah. Allah should have stopped you. Allah is eternal. Allah is not going to leave this world. He is the eternal. Then why does it say Rasul? Because you cannot approach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the way you want to do. You will not reach there. You will do it through the ways in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created for us. And therefore he says, go to the Rasul in Allah. There are also conditions. You who have brought Iman, there are conditions. You've got to follow. Don't just use your common sense. This makes sense to me. This doesn't make sense to me. It's not that way. He says, in kuntum tu'minuna billah. Yes, you'll get guidance. How? If you believe in Allah. If you think you better and you can make your own decision, inna hadaynahu sabila, imma shakira, imma kafura. It's up to you. The way is there for you. And that is to whom? And you believe in the day of justice. Guidance only is not here. You need guidance here to go to the next world. ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ وَأَحْسَنُ تَأْوِيلًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving you the most suitable way to resolve your problems. This is what guidance is. And in light of that, we will look at these days of Muharram. The rising of Imam Hussein, Sayyid al-Shuhada, Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. It's now so obvious. وجاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا. Truth will always triumph, however much you want to suppress it. Those who have been saying that Hussein ibn Ali and Yazid were two princes, and this was a war of between two princes, they were misleading people. Now people open their eyes. Now they read this concept, this tradition and this tragedy of Karbala is in all Muslims of faith, all the scholars of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah have described it in a correct way. It's only others who try to mislead the masses. Now that when people read, they find, oh, this is what it is. Therefore, now there is another trend. The new trend is, yes, Hussein ibn Ali was on the right. There's no doubt about it. Hussein was Hussein. Hussein minni wa ana min al-Hussein. The Prophet said it. Yazid made a mistake. He made a mistake. And therefore, it's a mistake that he has done, like anyone who does the mistake. See, still effort is to try to cover up the significance of the martyrdom of Sayyid al-Shuhada and the way we observe it. Therefore, it is very important, especially for youths, to understand and not to get entrapped into this now effort to cover up still that what is the tragedy of Karbala. Therefore, what is the tragedy of Karbala? You read one salawat and we'll start on that. Imam Hussein's statement, as he leaves, he tells what he is doing, why he is doing it. And this is what it is. Inni, and this is what he says. He tells to his brother, Muhammad Anafiya, in a kind of a wasiyah, to be related to all the people who want to know about Imam Hussein. Inni lam akhruj ashiran wala mufsidan wala dhaliman wa annama kharajtu li talabi al-islahi fi ummati jaddi. He is saying, why am I going out? Why am I doing this? What he is doing, we'll see for these 10 nights. What he did, what happened. Why I am going out? Why? I'm not akhruju ashiran wala mufsidan wala zaliman. 3 things. First of all, I am not going out for self-promotion, self-elevation. I'm not going to proclaim myself that I am a prince. And I'm not doing that. And if I were doing that, there would be 2 things which I am not doing this, therefore I'm not doing the other thing. What is it? في جد أمري أن ولا ظالما وأنما خرجت لطلب إصلاح الأمة. Before that is ashira ولا مفسدا ولا ظالما. 2 things. I am therefore not going out to be oppressive the way oppression is going on right now. This Imam Hussein is saying in the Muslim Ummah then and you know today. I am not going out to have power, because if I want to self-promote, then I will go and have power. I'll become tyrannical. That's not what my aim is. Nor am I going to cause division. Because for self-promotion, for establishing yourself, you go and create division, which you see what is happening today in the world. The Muslims have become so weak because of the division among them. Wherever there is unity, you will find efforts are made to divide them, because you divide and you rule them. This is what you look at the politics of that time and the politics of today. That's why the message of Imam Hussein is universal. That's why anyone who looks at Imam Hussein understand who he was. I'm not doing it for these purposes. What am I doing? I am doing for the Islah of Ummah, for the betterment of these Ummah, of the community. I'm doing it for the sake of community. You see today, I don't want to be political. Parties do it for themselves. You have this party and that party and the other party. All are doing what? For themselves, not for the country. There are so many poor people in the way, and there's a lot of money going outside. Why? Because people want to take care of themselves. Hussein says, I'm not doing this. I am doing it for the betterment of my ummah. How? Who decides what is good, what is bad for the ummah? Therefore, he defines it. And أريد أن أمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. My basis, I am going out to preach and ask for goodness to thrive and evil to go, tyranny, corruption, injustices to go out. I am going to do what? Amra bil maruf and nahi anil munkar. What are these amra bil maruf and who decides? And then he tells us how. وأسيري بسيرة جد محمد. Whatever I am doing and whatever I am preaching, the Amra bil Ma'ruf and Nahy anil Munkar that I am talking about will be based on the traditions of my Jad, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wa sallam. This is what I am going to do. And Ati'ullah wa Ati'ur Rasul and Ulil Amr. And then he mentions Ulil Amr. Who are these Ulil Amr? And Wasirat Abi Ali ibn Abi Talib. Imam Hussein is preaching, is talking about these verses of the Quran. Imam Hussein is establishing this foundation that after the Prophet, it was Ali ibn Abi Talib. And now that Ali ibn Abi Talib is not there and Hassan ibn Ali is not there, I am there. I am standing on those very principles. I am that Ulil Amr that is mentioned in these verses. And after me, Ulil Amr will be my son Ali ibn al-Hussein. And after him will be Muhammad ibn Ali. Then will be Ja'far bin Muhammad. Then will be Musa ibn Ja'far. Then will be Ali ibn Musa. Then will be Muhammad ibn Ali. Then will be Ali ibn Muhammad. There will be Hassan ibn Ali. And there will be Hujjah. Do you therefore see how relevant the life of we are living through and how important it is for us to link ourselves to this message of Imam Hussein? How? Through the Imam of the time, Hazrat Hujjat ibn al-Hasan. Tomorrow onwards, that's what we are going to start with. There's so much to talk about, but we will live with this limited time that we have and understanding the limitations that we have time-wise. We will try to make it as simple as possible, as far as possible, as much as we can cover. But this is what is going, there is therefore a link. And use linkage, if you just, this is what one has to use, listen and talk and think about this. The significance of Imam Hussein and Imam Zaman, I've seen this, it's not over. On the night of Ashur, when it had become absolutely clear that tomorrow will be the day on which all who are with the Imam are going to be martyred, it became clear, absolutely. After Imam Hussein had called them all and asked them, you who are here today, I thank you that you have been with me all this time. You have got an option. You can leave. I am taking away my bay'ah from you. You can go. However, if you stay here, tomorrow there is nothing but martyrdom. If you have come here for any other reason than to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, go live your lives if you want to. You stay here, there is a reason, and that is ikhlas. You have to be totally committed. Ati'u Allah wa ati'ur Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. You understand? And therefore those who wanted to leave, they left. Now those who are left behind, now that they are there, he therefore two things he did. He showed them the position, the status. This is where you are going to go. This is the guidance you got. Tomorrow you're going there. And this is the place where you're going to go tomorrow. As for before you go there, this is martyrdom for you. But your martyrdom is not going to go in vain. There is now, you see, he mentions, there is a time that Hujjah of Al Rasul, of Al Muhammad will come. And when he comes, you all will also come. So will I come. And these ones who have done all these injustices to you today, they will also come. This is Raja, which we'll mention the last night of the this series of what Raja is. And belief in Raja is part of Zaruriyat ad-Din. It's part and parcel of the faith for those who are followers of Mazhab of Ahlul Bayt. This is the belief that you have to believe in. This is what Imam Hussein tells them, that Raja is going to happen. So don't think what you have done is wastage. You are going to see, and you are going to see them, and Allah will tell you how to punish those who have violated your rights. And this is what Imam Hussein, see again, link. So what Imam Hussein was doing on that day was actually establishing this principle of Ati'ullah wa Ati'ur Rasul wa ulil amri minkum, so that you should know who these ulil amr are and wait for the one who will ultimately come. And there are, therefore, for us, Imam Hussein therefore established this basis. What basis these are? That we should do also our part. Islah of Ummah will come. Ummah also themselves have to work for it. Therefore, we'll see what is it that Imam Hussein wants us to do to help the Imam of the time to come. Therefore, exactly what Imam has said here, I would not be surprised if the 12th Imam comes and says the same thing, that I have come here not to put myself as a prince. I have come here to establish a system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants that system to be there. And this is the reason why Imam Hussein decided to leave. Why did Imam Hussein did not do his bay'ah? Why? Why did he do bay'ah? Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan, no, the way he was, he knew how his son was. And therefore, just before his death, he went to Medina and he wanted to extract what? Bay'ah. What is bay'ah? Bay'ah, if you read Surah Fath, the Quran, if you read it, you will see, Inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. It starts with that, in which Allah talks about what does it mean to do bay'ah. Meaning, if you are doing bay'ah to a person and you put your hand on it, on top of that hand is Allah's hand. We understand this question of bay'ah is not very simple, that he is a king. No, there's more than that. Therefore, what Yazid was asking and what Muawiyah wanted to do, establish that system. What system? That system that his grandfather had wanted to introduce in Islam. Kul ya ayyuhal kafiru la ta'budu. That verses. Today we do what you want us to do. Tomorrow you do what we want you to do. We will have that type of a religion. That is what they wanted it to be. And therefore Imam Hussein would not do it. Could not do it. Why? Because he does bay'ah to Yazid ibn Muawiyah. He accepts him as the true representative of Allah. Meaning, Hussein ibn Ali says that Yazid ibn Muawiyah is ulil amr. You understand? Therefore, for all Muslims, it will become obligatory for them, all of them, to obey Yazid ibn Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan, who was what? history mentions, I can't say this in front of what he has here. The only thing that you say is, in worst situation, he did not make difference between his mother, his wife, his children, or any other lady in the community. This is the person who was to become representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to present who to become the Imam of the time. How? Man kana walam yarifu imam zamanihi faqad mata mitatin jahiliya. Hussein ibn Ali therefore would misguide the ummah to believe in somebody who is wrong, and let whole ummah turn to that person and regard him as the Imam of the time, and all of them die ignorant. And that is what Hussein ibn Ali was asked to do. His refusal of bay'ah was not anything more than that. This is the reason why Imam Hussein did not do that bay'ah. Yazid ibn Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan writes a letter to his governor in Medina, called Hussein ibn Ali, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Zubair. Ask them to give bay'ah. If they refuse, behead them, kill them. Therefore, the governor tries now to catch these three people. Abdullah ibn Umar ultimately succumbs. There comes a time he goes to, during the time of Yazid, he goes to the time of one of his representatives in Medina, in Makkah, after Makkah has been destroyed. And he says, I have to do bay'ah to you. He gives his foot. Kiss my foot. And this is the bay'ah you are doing. This is what happened to him, who did not take a step. Abdullah ibn Zubair ran away to Makkah, and you know how finally what happened to him. He was also slaughtered and killed. The only person who stood up was Hussein ibn Ali. Therefore, his moving was to let the whole world know, because Muawiyah had spread the rumors, and the Ahlul Sunnah, some of these people are misguided. Say, oh, but Muawiyah, during the time of Muawiyah, Imam Hussein had already agreed to give Yazid. No, it didn't. And that is why Imam Hussein decided to leave Medina. He was called at night in by the governor, and the governor tells him Muawiyah has died. So he goes to belong where he should belong. And now his son is asking for you to do bay'ah. Imam Hussein said, I will think about it tomorrow. Marwan ibn Hakam is sitting there. He says, oh, the governor, don't let him go. Don't let him go. You will never get him. He will never do bay'ah. Those who say Amir al-Mu'mineen did bay'ah to the Khilafah after passing away of Az-Zahra. This is a dalil that he did not. They knew Ali did not do bay'ah to them. Hussein will not do bay'ah to them. Therefore, oh, Walid, don't let him go. Kill him. And he said Imam Hussein had brought his family members, Abbas, Ja'far, they're all standing outside, and had told them that if I raise my voice, then come inside. Understand that I need your help. Therefore, Imam Hussein raised his voice. Abbas, Ja'far, Qasim, all of them came inside. And they took Imam Hussein, and therefore Imam Hussein decided to leave Medina. He informed his family, we have to go to Medina. Abbas ibn Ali was given the assignment, prepare for this journey, we have to leave Medina. Go to Makkah and see what happens next. This is the time, therefore Imam Hussein is bidding farewell to his family. Nafasul Mahmum Sheikh Abbas al-Qummi mentions this tradition, that Imam Hussein went to the grave of his grandfather. And there are two Marsiyas that he recited. In this Marsiya, system of Marsiya, is very, very important. It's very, very sacred. Unfortunately, these days it has become a tool of entertainment. Very unfortunate. This is removed from where the Hazrat Fatima would visit and goes in the bazaar, and it goes in the jungle, and it's all becoming life. It becomes, it's called a Shia talent, where people sit there and these young people are brought and they recite the Marsya. Oh, this is that and this is that. It becomes a fashion. Unfortunately, this is what is happening. Anyway, this is the Marsya Imam Hussein recited. One, he addressed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Allah, you know I am the grandson of your prophet. And you know how beloved I was to him. And you know what today is happening to us. He is bidding farewell to his grandfather. Then he addresses his grandfather. And he tells, my father, you know how beloved I was to you, how much you loved us. You left us in the hands of this ummah, and this ummah today has turned against us. Therefore, Imam Hussein is reciting this Marsya in front of the grave of his grandfather, and he said his eyes closed. And he has a vision. He sees his grandfather in the grave. It is said he saw his grandfather coming out of the grave, Rasulullah coming out of the grave. Half of it looks, Ya Hussein. He addresses his son Hussein. And he said in that state, Imam Hussein complained to him and told him, this is what this ummah has done to us. You kept us, you told us, I have to leave you. No. Now, why don't you take me and the way you used to take me before? Imam Hussein remembers those young days when the Prophet used to put him on his shoulders, when the Prophet used to hug him, and the Prophet used to play with him. He remembers those days in his dream. He tells the Prophet, now take me in your grave and let me sleep beside you. It is said in the state of dream, the Prophet tells him, Hussein, there is a job for you to do. You have to save the name of Islam. You have to become a universal savior of Islam and of goodness of this world. Hussein, go to where you have to go. Imam Hussein opens his eyes, comes home, and now he is bidding farewell to the family. It is said, a narrator describes this. He says his father told him that the day on which the family of Imam Hussein were leaving Medina for Makkah, people were standing far and watching, seeing what was happening. The narrator says, my father was one of them who was there. He saw that there were camels who were brought there, that everything was made ready. Then he saw these ladies from the house of Ahlul Bayt. One after the other, they were coming out, and each one of them had somebody beside him to help that lady go to ride the camel, to get on the camel. The narrator says, Imam Hussein, there was a chair he was sitting and he was supervising. Abbas ibn Ali was also standing and making sure that there was all comfort that was given to the ladies of Ahlul Bayt. He narrates, then I saw one lady coming out. Her hijab was such, it was up to the ground. As soon as I saw this, I saw all those young children, all those young men who were standing there. They all came to help her. As they came close to the camel, I saw Hussein ibn Ali stand up, and he also joined that group to help that lady go on her caravan, go on the camel. We inquired, who is this lady who has been given so much respect? people said, this is Zainab, this is the daughter of Ali, this is what happened in Medina, this is what happened in Makkah when this kafila went towards Kufa. This is how the family of Ahlul Bayt were given respect. This is the respect that Zainab got on the day of Ashur. On the day of Ashur, after the shahadat of Imam Hussein, then these ladies were taken prisoners. I don't know how Zainab might have felt about it. She might have remembered. She might have called out in her own way, "Oh Abbas, oh Qasim, oh Aoun, oh Muhammad, oh Abbas, oh Hussein." Then you gave much so respect. Then you helped me. See what is happening to you, sister, today. But then this was Zainab. This was the daughter of Ali. This was the daughter of Fatima. She comes forward. It is she said, she told those kuffar, "Oh, get away from here." She helped every lady and every child mount those horses, mount those camels. Historians are quiet. That much they say, that Fizza, the servant of the house, was left. She came forward. She said, "Oh Zainab, oh princess of the house of Ali, let me help you now." It is said, Zainab said, "No, Amma Fizza, I will help you also ride the camel." I do not know how did Zainab herself manage to get onto the camel. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Matame Hussein.
یا حسین دل ہے بے چین شاہ خدا کا، دل ہے بے چین شاہ خدا کا، ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا، دل ہے بے چین شاہ خدا کا، ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا، قصد ہے وہاں سے ملک کے بقا کا، قصد ہے وہاں سے ملک کے بقا کا، ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا، جمع ہے گرد لے مدینہ، چاک ہے غم سے ہر ایک کا سینہ، جمع ہے گرد لے مدینہ، چاک ہے غم سے ہر ایک کا سینہ، شاہ دیتے ہیں سب کو دلاسا، شاہ دیتے ہیں سب کو دلاسا، ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا، سب سے رو رو کے کہتے ہیں حضرت، اب یہی ہے خدا کی مشیت، سب سے رو رو کے کہتے ہیں حضرت، اب یہی ہے خدا کی مشیت، مجھ سے چھٹتا ہے نا کا روزہ، مجھ سے چھٹتا ہے نا کا روزہ، ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا، بھائی عباس و مشکوں والے، آؤ پانی تمہارے حوالے، بھائی عباس و مشکوں والے، آؤ پانی تمہارے حوالے. ساتھ معصوم بچوں کا ہوگا, ساتھ معصوم بچوں کا ہوگا. ہو رہا ہے سفر جا کے صغرا کو سمجھاؤ بھائی, کر دو بیمار غم کی رہائی. جا کے صغرا کو سمجھاؤ بھائی, کر دو بیمار غم کی رہائی. ساتھ چلنا ہے دشوار اس کا, ساتھ چلنا ہے دشوار اس کا. ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا, کہیو بیٹی تجھے کیا خبر ہے, راستہ ہر قدم پر خطر ہے. کہیو بیٹی تجھے کیا خبر ہے, راستہ ہر قدم پر خطر ہے. سامنا اب ہے دشت بلا کا, سامنا اب ہے دشت بلا کا. ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا. ساتھ میرے میرا بے زباں ہے, سارے کنبے کیے روح و جاں ہے. ساتھ میرے میرا بے زباں ہے, سارے کنبے کیے روح و جاں ہے. تیر سے حلق اس کا چھیدے گا, تیر سے حلق اس کا چھیدے گا. ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا, آج ہے بیبیوں کو ہماری, شان سے جا رہی ہے سواری. آج ہے بیبیوں کو ہماری, شان سے جا رہی ہے سواری. کل کہاں ہوگا ان کا یہ پردہ, کل کہاں ہوگا ان کا یہ پردہ. ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا, دل ہے بے چین شاہ خدا کا. ہو رہا ہے سفر کربلا کا. یا حسین
ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خوب بھری میت سے لپٹ کر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ارمان تھا پہناؤں گی پوشاک شاہانی, ارمان تھا پہناؤں گی پوشاک شاہانی. افسوس کے راس آئی نہ تجھ کو یہ جوانی, کیسا تھا مقدر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خوب بھری میت سے لپٹ کر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. 18 برس پال کے پروان چڑھایا, 18 برس پال کے پروان چڑھایا. وہ گیسوں والا ہے میرا خون میں نہایا, تو کہ ہو یہ مادر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر, ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ماں تیری جدائی میں بھلا کیسے جیے گی. ماں تیری جدائی میں بھلا کیسے جیے گی. مر جائے گی صغرا جو خبر تیری سنے گی. اب کیا کر دلبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ٹھہرو کہ میں 18ویں من تو بڑھا لوں. ٹھہرو کہ میں 18ویں من تو بڑھا لوں. پھر لے کے بلائیں تمہیں جینے کی دعا دوں. صدقے ہو یہ مادر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. تم ہچکیاں لے لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو. تم ہچکیاں لے لے کے جو دم توڑ رہے ہو. منہ ماں سے ہمیشہ کے لیے موڑ رہے ہو. کیوں روٹھے ہو دلبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. آئیں جو ہمیں لوٹنے خیمے میں ستمگر. آئے جو ہمیں لوٹنے خیمے میں ستمگر. ماں دے گی صدائے علی اکبر. علی اکبر. چن جائے گی چادر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. جب کوئی جوان لاش نظر آتی ہے محشر. جب کوئی جوان لاش نظر آتی ہے محشر. ایک یاد سوئے کرب و بلا جاتی ہے محشر. دل روتا ہے کہہ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. کہتی تھی یہ ماں خون بھری میت سے لپٹ کر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر. ہائے ہائے علی اکبر.
یا حسین، یا حسین، یا حسین. یا حسین یا بیا سینه زن فصل ماتم میاد، داره از چشا سیل زمزم میاد. یه سال چشم به راه همین ماه بودیم، داره بازم راه محرم میاد. محرم رسید محرم رسید، بازم روزای نصب پرچم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید، بازم زهرا با قامت خم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید، بازم روزای گریه و غم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید، بازم روزای گریه و غم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید. سلام ای شه سرجدا، سلام ای علی عزیز خدا، سلام ای علی امیر دلا، سلام ای علی ساکن کربلا. امیری حسین و نعم الامیر، امیری حسین و نعم الامیر، امیری حسین و نعم الامیر. محرم میاد و هوایی میشم، پای روزه ها کربلایی میشم. یه روزی با پیراهن سیاه تن، روی پای ارباب فدایی میشم. ابوالفضلیا 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 محرم شده. ابوالفضلیا ابوالفضلیا محرم شده، فصل سینه زنا. ابوالفضلیا 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 حسین همون شده کربلا. بگید اسم گدای حسین، میدم جونم و برای حسین. برم اربعین کربلای حسین. امیری حسین و نعم الامیر، امیری حسین و نعم الامیر. لباس سیاه روی تن میکن، لباس سیاه ها رو تن میکنن. محرم ما رو سینه زن میکنن، محرم ما رو سینه زن میکنن. یه روزی با پیراهن سیاه تنم، یه روزی با پیراهن سیاه تنم، منم توی هیئت کفن میکنن. کبوتر میشم کبوتر میشم، یه روزی فدای این در میشم. کبوتر میشم کبوتر میشم، یه روزی رو پاتو پر میشم. کبوتر میشم کبوتر میشم. امیری حسین امیری حسین امیری حسین و نعم الامیر. امیری حسین امیری حسین امیری حسین و نعم الامیر. امیری حسین امیری حسین. محرم رسید محرم رسید، نظم روزای نصب پرچم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید، بازم زهرا با قامت خم رسید. محرم رسید محرم رسید محرم رسید. یا حسین یا حسین
اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا، اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا. تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے، تجھے دیکھ کے مر جائے نہ بیمار ہے صغرا. اے محرم تو بدلی گھر زہرا کا لٹنے کی خبر تو نے سنائی، تجھے دیکھ کے روتی ہے محرم میں خدائی. 1400 برس بیتے، 1400 برس بیتے، سب کرتے ہیں شکوہ. اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا، اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا ملنے کے لیے بھائی کو بے چین بڑی ہے، کب سے علی اکبر کی یہ راہوں میں کھڑی ہے، بچھڑی ہے یہ مدت سے، بچھڑی ہے یہ مدت سے، اسے تو نہ نظر آئے، چاند محرم کے تو بدلی، ویران گھروں میں نہ اسے نیند ہے آتی، اکبر کی جدائی ہے اسے خون رلاتی، قدموں کے نشاں ڈھانپ کے، قدموں کے نشاں ڈھانپ کے بیٹھی ہے سرے راہ، چاند مہر تو بدلی میں سلا جا، اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا، گن گن کے جو سغرانے یہ دن ہے گزارے، گن گن کے جو سغرانے یہ دن ہے گزارے، زندہ ہے تو اکبر کے وعدوں کے سہارے، زندہ ہے تو اکبر کے وعدوں کے سہارے، دن رات تڑپتی ہے، دن رات تڑپتی ہے، اسے اور نہ تڑپا ہے، تو بدلی میں چلا جا، اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا، اے چاند محرم کے تو بدلی میں چلا جا،
اجمان صلوات بلند ختم کریں۔ عالم به ماتم تو حسینی غم است، یعنی که فصل سوگ و عزا فصل ماتم است، از عرش تا به فرش تمام فرشتگان فریاد میزنند که مایه محرم است، عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه آمد، عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه آمد، عاشقان به پا بعد نو فلک بگیریان شد مای پر از آمد، مهلت محرم شد بوی کربلا آمد، عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه آمد، عاشقان به پا خیزید من شد بیرون نوای غم از گلوی این عالم، شد بیرون نوای غم از گلوی این عالم، عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه آمد، عاشقان به پا خیزید عاشقان به پا خیزید مد کو و دشت و صحرا شد جامعه سیه در بر کو و دشت و صحرا شد جامعه سیه در بر تازه شد حکایت ها عاشق خدا آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه ها آمد عاشقان به پا آمد ساقی همه طفلان پرچم حسین بردوش ساقی همه طفلان پرچم حسین بردوش نعره القمه جوشید ناله و صدا آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه ها آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید من چهره رسول آمد 18 ساله لیلا شد تزلزلی عالم شای بیگناه آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه ها آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید من زین العابدین آمد در کنار بابایش زین العابدین آمد در کنار بابایش دختر ولی الله نور مرتضی آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید مای غصه ها آمد عاشقان به پا خیزید یا حسین
حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین نن مجاہد رن میں جا کر تم نہیں آئے شاہ تو آئے جان مادر تم نہیں آئے کب سے کھڑی ہوں خیمے کے در پر آنکھوں میں لے کر اشکوں کے ساگر پیش کروں آجا جو اصغر پیش کروں آجا جو اصغر تم نہیں آئے نن مجاہد رن میں جا تم نہیں تم نے اشاروں میں یہ کہا تھا دے دے رضا مقتل کی خدا را کر کے فتح میں آؤں گا لشکر کر کے فتح میں آؤں گا لشکر تم نہیں آئے نن مجاہد رن میں جا کر تم نہیں آئے نن مجاہد رن میں جا ارے خالی جو پہلو پاؤں گی بیٹا غم سے پھٹے گا میرا کلیجا، رات بھی گزرے گی رو رو کر، رات بھی گزرے گی رو رو کر، تم نہیں آئے ننھے مجاہد رن میں جا کر، تم نہیں آئے، تیرے بنا میں چین نہ پاؤں، جھولا ہے خالی کس کو جھلاؤں، کس کو سلاؤں لوریاں دے کر، کس کو سلاؤں لوریاں دے کر، تم نہیں آئے ننھے مجاہد رن میں جا کر، تم نہیں آئے، وہ عابد بیمار تھا، وہ چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا، اور شام کا بازار تھا، اور مصطفیٰ کی بیٹیاں، مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین، مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین، اور شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی، اور سینے پہ جو شاہ کے پلی، جس کی ابارن میں جلی، اور منہ پر تماچوں کے نشان، مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین، مولا حق امام یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین، اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد۔
متوجہ زیارت۔ السلام علیکم یا ابا عبد اللہ، السلام علیکم ابن رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم ابن امیر المؤمنین وابن سید الوسیین، السلام علیکم ابن فاطمة الزہراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین، السلام علیکم سائر الشہداء کربلا، خصوصاً سیدی مولا یا ابا الفضل العباس یا ابن امیر المؤمنین، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء، السلام علیکم یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء، السلام علیکم یا سلطان یا ابا الحسن یا علی ابن موسیٰ یا الرضا، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکم یا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام علیکم یا شریک القرآن، السلام علیکم یا امام الانس والجان، عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسعل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک، السلام علیکم وعلی آبائک الطیبین الطاہرین، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد۔